Okay, welcome back to Multiverse Mondays. This is Uncle Crochater here with my co-host Julian once again.
Hello, audience.
Last time that I had Julian, we talked about which Pokemon from Gen 1 and Gen 2 could feasibly exist. Not necessarily in our Earth, but like in a similar but not exactly the same Earth.
Some of them can work on Earth, others
Not so much.
they need a slightly different environment, but they could still work.
Yeah. So this time, we are starting with Gen 3, and we're going to do Gen 3 and 4, maybe 5 if we have enough time.
Because 5 doesn't have very many Pokemon.
Yeah. Alright, so
Alrighty.
we start off with Trico. Trico is basically just a bipedal gecko.
Yeah, I don't see Grovyle or Sceptile working, though.
No, but Trico could.
The Trico could, yeah. Torchic.
That's just a chicken.
Bird. Yep. However, Combuskin and Blaziken, I don't think so.
No. Mudkip is based on a real animal.
Yes. Marshtomp and Swampert, though, I do not believe
As much
so.
as I would love for them to exist, they just can't. Poochyena and Mightyena are just dogs.
Yes.
Zigzagoon is just a raccoon.
Linoone, exactly. Rumpelstiltskin and Beautifly, again.
That's just a caterpillar.
Yes. Although Beautifly couldn't get that big on our Earth, but an alternate Earth with more oxygen.
Yes. So, like, during prehistoric times.
Yeah, ditto for Dustox.
Yeah.
Okay, Lotad, no.
No, I don't think Lotad, Lombre, and Ludicolo would exist.
No. And again, Seedot, no.
No. What about Nuzleaf?
You'd have to take the leaf off the head and that's just a person, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you could argue that we'd have to use the same logic that we did for Charmander, where it's like, sure, if you don't have the flame on the tail, it's just a lizard.
Yeah, I don't see Shiftry happening, though.
No.
Tailo and Swellow, just birds.
You know, not gonna lie, I feel like this topic would be a lot more interesting if I knew enough about Pokemon to contribute to the conversation.
Quite possibly, yes. Alright. Wingull and Pelipper, again.
Those are birds. Wingull is a seagull, Pelipper is a pelican. Pay attention.
Yes. The routes line are just people.
Pretty much.
Alright, Surskit. Insects like that do exist in real life, but they can't be that big.
No. So, prehistoric.
I'm talking more about the fact that water surface tension can only bear so much weight.
Ah.
Surskit's a little too big for that to actually work.
True.
Okay, no. Just skip it right over Shroomish.
Just skipping Shroomish. What did Shroomish do to you?
Happening. Slackoth, Vigoroth. Slackoth is basically just a normal-ass sloth. And
Slacking is a gorilla.
No, actually. Vigoroth is based off a extinct type of sloth that was around during the Ice Age.
And
A
Slacking?
giant ground sloth.
And Slacking?
Slacking is basically just a gorilla.
That's what I said. And you said no.
Yeah. Oh, no, I thought you were talking about Vigoroth.
No, Slacking. Slacking is just a gorilla.
Yep. Nincada. More oxygen, but yes.
Yeah.
Along with ninjas. Shedinja, on the other hand, no.
No. What even is Shedinja?
It's basically just a shed skin ghost.
Oh.
The Whismer line.
No.
No. Makuhita and Hariyama, those are basically, again, just people.
Yeah, those are just sumo wrestlers.
Yeah, they're just fat people.
Azurill, we've already established, would not happen because of the tail.
Yep. Nose pass.
That's just an Easter Island head.
Yes. Skip Kitty and Dalgety, they're just cats.
Those are just cats.
Skipping right over Sableye, no.
Mawile is also no.
Yeah, because we've established that ghosts don't count for this. We just skip right over them.
What about Aaron, Laren, and Aggron?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Meditite and Medicham are just people.
Again, yes.
Okay, what about Electrike and Manectric?
Those are basically just dogs with unusual fur.
Plus Leminen? I always got bunny vibes from those two.
Yeah, those are basically just bunnies. Yeah, I could see them existing. Yeah. Volbeat and Illumise. Again, Earth, more oxygen, they could work.
Holy shit, I can zoom in on this. I didn't know that.
I can too, but...
I didn't know I could zoom in.
Alright, Roselia. No.
No. Gulpin?
Gulpin. That's basically just a walking stomach, no.
Yeah. Carvana, Sharpedo, Whalmer, and Wailord already exist.
Yeah,
Carvana's a piranha, Sharpedo's a shark, Whalmer and Wailord are just whales.
Yep. Numel.
That's just a camel.
Yeah, I don't see Camerupt, though.
Camerupt and Torkoal not so much, but Numel is just a camel.
Yep. Skipping right over Spoink.
Yeah, Spoink is impossible.
Yeah. Grumpig, on the other hand, that's just a pig.
Yeah. What about Spinda? What would Spinda even be?
Again, that's basically just a person.
Alright. Trapinch is a bug.
No, actually... I forget what animal it's actually based on, but... It might be based on the antlion. Not sure. Anyways, I don't see V.
It's based on something that actually exists.
Yeah, I don't see V Brava or Flygon working though.
No. Cacnea and Cacturn are just cacti. They're just living cacti.
Swablu and Altaria.
No.
No.
Like, sure, you could say, oh, but they're just birds. Yeah, but they're made of cloud.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Zangoose. Isn't that supposed to be a sapient mongoose?
Possibly.
So,
or Wolverine, maybe.
So it technically exists.
Yeah. It's a viper.
That's just a snake. With a scorpion tail.
Yeah, take away the scorpion tail and it's real.
Yeah. Lunatone and Solrock, those are just rocks.
Yeah, no. Arboch and Wishcash basically exist. A
Yeah.
mud puppy and a catfish.
Yeah. Corefish and Crawdont are basically just crustaceans.
Yep. Skipping right over Baltoy and Claydol because there's no heckin' way.
Yeah. Lileep and Cradilly, those are, again, sentient plants. We're not doing that.
Yep. Anorith and Armaldo...
Those are based on actual things.
Yes. Pretty sure Anorith is based off of Arthroplura.
Yes.
Back in the Carboniferous.
Yes.
So, yep. And Feebas and
That-
Melodic.
Feebas is a fish. Melodic is whatever the hell melodic is.
Melodic's basically, I'd say, alternate Earth where the ocean animals developed slightly differently.
Yeah.
But not on ours.
Castform. Do we really need to say anything about Castform and its weird titties?
It's basically just a giant dangling pair of testicles.
Jiggle, jiggle.
Alright, Kecleon.
That's just a chameleon. Shuppet is literally just a puppet.
Yeah, skipping right over the ghosts. Tropius. No.
No, that's another animal-plant hybrid. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, Chimecho. No.
No.
Absol.
Maybe.
Again, you take off the head blade and it would work.
Yeah. Why not can fuck off.
Yes. Snowrun. No.
No, I don't think so. Because Snowred is literally just a head.
Yeah. Glalie, no.
Nope.
Spiel, Celio, and Walrein are basically just seals.
Yeah, those are just seals. Clamperl is just an oyster.
Whoa. Yep.
What about Huntail?
Huntail and Gorbis are both based off real-life deep-sea creatures, so yes.
They might as well exist.
Also based off a real-life ancient creature, so yes.
Could have existed and we wouldn't know.
Actually, it's based off the lobed fish, and I think it's still around, actually.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So Relicanth is basically real.
Yes.
Love Disc, maybe.
I think there's a fish
Under the right oceanic circumstance, Love Disc could be a thing.
Yeah. Okay, skipping right over the Bagon line and the Beldum line, because there's no heckin' way.
Yeah. Regirock.
Okay.
That's just a robot.
Yeah, like, Registeel could be a real robot. Not sure about the other two, though.
Latios and Latios are just airplanes.
Yes.
Kyogre's a whale. Groudon is a dinosaur.
Rayquaza.
Rayquaza is a Chinese dragon.
Yes or no? Jirachi.
No.
Deoxys.
Hell no.
Surely its real form is just a space virus, so...
Okay, in the idea that it's a space virus, maybe. In the idea that it's a space virus with a body like that...
No.
No.
Alright, on to Gen 4. The Turtwig line. No.
Okay, if we apply the same logic that we applied to Charmander, Turtwig is just a turtle.
Yes. However, Grotle and Torterra, no.
No. Although I will say this. The idea of camping on the back of a Torterra sounds like it would be the ultimate bragging rights.
Oh, there's a little theory about Sinnoh.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice Sinnoh's basic shape matches the same as the shell of a Torterra?
No, because I've only played Gen 3.
Okay, so basically the theory there is that Sinnoh, the entire continent of Sinnoh is one massive Torterra.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's based off the idea in Native American mythology of the world turtle.
Mm.
Anyways, Chimchar line.
Monkey.
Piplup-line.
Penguin.
I don't see Empoleon existing, though.
That's just Emperor Penguin.
So, yeah. No, it's too big. Although there was an extinct species of penguin that big, so back in previous times, but not today.
Yeah.
Okay, Starly line. Bird.
Yeah, that's just a bird. Bidoof is just a beaver.
Yes. Cricketop and Cricketoon.
I don't think so.
Earth, more oxygen, moving on.
Yeah.
The
Shinx,
line.
Luxio, and Luxray. That is the cat.
Those are basically just different kinds of big cats, so...
Yeah.
Badoo
Badoo.
and Roserade. No.
No. I mean, Roserade is basically just a person.
Yes. Cranidos and Rampardos. Those are basically just dinosaurs.
Yeah, those are dinosaurs. Shieldon and Bastiodon, those are dinosaurs. Burmy and Wormadam.
They're actually based off bagworms, same as Pineco.
Alright, then there you go. They could exist. Mothim is just a moth. Combi is just a bee.
They're oxygen, but yes.
Vespiquen.
Combi and Vespiquen.
I mean, Combi is a literal flying honeycomb.
I don't think so. Pachirisu.
That's a squirrel.
Weasel and Floatzel. Those are otters.
Yeah. Cherubi. No.
No. Shellos and Gastrodon. Those are snails.
Yeah, those are just snails. Ambipom.
Ambipom. Similar logic for Apom being able to exist, alternate evolution conditions.
Yeah. Drifloon and Driftblim, no.
No.
Those are just decorated balloons.
Bunnies.
Bunnies.
Moving on.
Yeah, we will not elaborate further.
Skipping right over Miss Magius because ghosts don't count.
Yep.
Honchkrow. I'm just a raven.
Yeah.
Even bigger.
Glammeow, Purugly, those are just cats.
Skipping right over Chingling. Skunky and Skuntank, those are skunks.
Yeah, those are just skunks. Bronzor and Bronzong, those are robots.
Yep. Bonsley. Skip. Mon Jr. Creep.
Person.
Capini. No.
No. Chatot. Isn't that just... Is that
Parrot.
Huh?
That's basically just a parrot.
Yeah, that's a bird. Spiritomb. No.
Skipping right.
Gibble, Gabite, and Garchomp. Gibble, maybe. Gabite and Garchomp, not so much.
Gibble's basically just one massive head. I don't think so.
Yeah, but he's the one that makes the most sense out of the three.
I could see it, but not on ours.
Munchlax, same logic as Snorlax.
Yep. Riolu and Lucario.
That's just a person.
Yeah. Hippopotas and Hippota. Those are just hippos.
Those are hippos. Scorpy. Isn't that supposed to be a scorpion?
Yes. Same with Drapion. Although Drapion would need to be on Earth with much more oxygen.
Yeah. Croagunk and Toxicroak. Those are poison frogs.
Yes.
Carnivine. That's a fucking plant.
No.
Finian and Luminion.
Yes. There's fish.
Mantike. That's a fish.
It's a baby manta ray.
Snover and Obama Snow. Those are Yetis.
Weavile.
No. Magnezone is a fucking robot.
Skipping right over Licky and Rhyperior, because no way. Tangrowth, nope.
Electivire, nope. Magmortar, nope. Togekiss is just a bird.
Yanmega. Again, based on the griffin fly that existed back when there was more oxygen. Moving on.
Leafeon, Glaceon, no.
Gliscor. No.
That's a bat with crab claws and a scorpion. That's way too much.
Yeah, no. Mammoth.
That's just a woolly mammoth. Porygon Z, again, an electronic. Could be built.
Yep. Computer program.
Gallade, that's just a person.
Yep.
Probopass, that's an Easter Island head.
Easter Island statue.
Yeah. Dust Noir.
Frostlass and Rotom, no, no, and no.
Uxie.
Mesprit and Alsef, no.
Dialga's just a dinosaur, and so is Palkia.
Heatran, no.
Regigigas.
Just a statue, no.
Giratina is Satan.
Yeah, no.
And there's nothing saying that Satan can't look like that.
What? Okay, Crystallia, no.
Fiona. And Manaphy.
No.
Darkrai.
Darker, no.
If it was a god, it could be.
Yes, but Shaman, no. We've already established Planimals can't happen.
Oh. Arceus is just god.
And nothing says God doesn't look like that, so moving on. Want to do Gen 5?
How long have we been going? About 20 minutes?
I don't know.
Let me see.
I think we've been going maybe 5
Let me check.
minutes.
Let me check. About 20 minutes.
Okay, do you want to keep going?
Let's just do 2 gens per episode.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, so time for the bonus question. Of the ones that we decided today could exist, how many of those could coexist?
Alright, again, a lot of them could probably exist on the same planet.
Just in different times,
but
yeah.
It would need to be in different time periods.
Yeah. Okay, let's make this more interesting, because otherwise we could just use that as our answer for every single one. How many do you think could coexist at the same time?
All the dinosaur ones could exist in the dinosaur times.
Yeah. The fish ones can exist whenever the fuck they want.
Yeah, because the ocean is vast.
Yeah. Fun fact, sharks, as we know them, are older than trees.
Yes.
That's how long
Yes,
it's
they
been
are.
since fish evolved.
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure the horseshoe crab is so old that one of the continents might be younger.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say the dinosaur ones and the fish ones could coexist at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then the fish ones can definitely coexist with anything.
Yep. Because again, big oceans.
Big oceans and, you know, once you reach fish, you don't evolve much. History has taught us that. Most fish don't
But yeah,
evolve.
and mammals didn't actually, and whales and such didn't actually evolve straight in the ocean.
No.
There's some land animals that tried doing a pseudo crocodile thing, realized catching fish was more efficient, and went back to the ocean.
Yeah.
So, I think that about wraps up the episode.
Yeah. All right. I will see you guys next time with maybe a different co-host, maybe the same one. I don't know. I don't plan these episodes in advance. I probably should though, but I'm not going to because that would be stupid.
Bye, guys!
See ya.